Who here is on Twitter? That's really good. And Facebook? Awesome, like everybody. I see a lot of this. Broadcast tool, you see this guy with the big megaphone there. Twitter's beautiful for that. Any Gary Vaynerchuk fans here? Anybody? Anybody? If you don't know who Gary Vaynerchuk is, I'd say look him up and make sure there's no kids in the room when you're watching any of his videos. He's got a very colorful use of language, partially due to he's from New York and he's a little harsh around the side, a little abrasive, but I like him because he's very good at what he does and he's self-made. But he talks about Twitter being like a cocktail party. And if you're at a cocktail party, you don't just go for the food, maybe you do, food and drinks, but you typically go to network, to start to develop connections with people. Twitter is very much a way of developing connections with people with 140 characters or less. You can start conversations. But if you're going to be on the platform, you better be ready to engage. It's like going to a cocktail party. Hello. Hi. Okay. You know, and really just, it's interesting. It reminds me of the poke on Facebook. Who remembers the poke? Does anybody poke anybody anymore? I got poked yesterday by somebody. I was like, what is that? And a notification popped up that I didn't recognize. And I was like, okay, this is crazy. So it's more like a conversation, right? We want to start to develop this. But this is how most of us end up, right? There's a lot of noise. I mean, in my Twitter account, you know, I've got 55,000 followers. Obviously, if I follow back 18,000, when I look at my feed, it is ridiculous. Obviously, I can't listen to all that. I can't look at all that. I can't respond to all of that. So I start to use a lot of tools to find things that are relevant to me so I can engage in conversations that make sense for me. And so I don't end up like that. Big 5 or 6, I'm going to go through these really quick. Now, again, these stats are now out of date, but these were the end of second quarter of this year. This is where these brands are at. I know the numbers are small. I've got this in that PDF for you as well. You see Facebook, that's monthly users. Over 1 billion monthly people popping on there. 1 billion! Nadia's figured that out, right? She's built the business. Who here has seen Caleb speak? Or I guess Caleb doesn't normally speak.
He spoke last year, and they're coming back in like 4 weeks.
If you get an opportunity to come and see them, young and raw, wow. So when I'm making reference to people that really truly monetize and leverage social media and creating e-products, they are amazing. And they're local here to learn from. Twitter, Google, there's lots of users out there, guys. We got to figure out ways to leverage this and engage with new audiences. The Google Plus, I'm a late adopter. I've really been focusing on that. So for my final quarter of this year and Q1 of 2015, so in the next 6 months, I'm trying to develop this. I figure it's owned by Google is probably a good thing, you know? I should probably figure out a way to adopt it. But I was always one of those guys, and I'm sure a lot of you are like this too. Oh man, another freaking platform. Someone just sent me an invite. Is it Ello? Has anybody heard it? Yeah. What the hell is it? Another one? It's ridiculous. Who's got the time? And one of the questions on the people that reply back to the survey, they're like, well, how do you manage all this? You got a company, you got a family, you compete in CrossFit, you're doing these tough mutters, you're doing all this stuff. How do you do it? I only sleep 6 hours a night. Okay? Now, most people will say, oh, you got to sleep 8. Well, I only sleep 6. So I get an extra 2 hours every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You know how many days extra I get a year in productivity because of that? 30 and a half days. That's how I do this, okay? I'm not advising to skip out on sleep. It works for me, all right? Google is a good one to think about, all right? I'm going to browse through these. I want to get into really the strategy, the meat and potatoes, and then get into monetization. And I want to be able to leave enough time at the end so I can respond back to you with questions. I want you all to understand what I've done online has been very, very part-time. I'm fully committed to my family, as well as I run a business, and I have over 70 staff that I have to manage. I'm busy, okay? Time management is bull. But managing commitments, I'm very good at. So I block my schedule. So if I'm ever rude or I don't reply back, it's just because I haven't blocked the time to get back to you yet, you know? But I will always reply. I will always get back to you. Same applies with this. LinkedIn, I love it. If you're in the business industry and you want to connect with entrepreneurs, LinkedIn's a great tool. It also drives a lot of traffic to my blog, which you would be surprised to learn, but it's brought me a couple paying opportunities. one from a content marketing piece I did on a contract basis, and I'm right now in negotiation for next year on a spokesperson deal, but through LinkedIn connections. Sorry. Like I said, I'm condensing this into a very quick 45 minutes. Yeah, YouTube, second largest search engine in the world. Which is number one? Google. And who owns YouTube? Google's a good idea. Figure out the Google. All right, let's go through that. Yeah, Gangnam Style or 2 million views. Now, I want to just show this real quick. It's a quick 1 minute video. Who's familiar with Dollar Shave Club? So some of you have seen this. Who hasn't seen this video? Okay, I love this. So those that are in the video segment, and why I'm bringing up video, I've been focusing on video on my blog a lot for the last 12 months, as well as building up my YouTube channel over the next 6 months is a big part of my strategy for building my brand. And if you don't have a video integration strategy right now, you better get one. That's where everything's going, right?